Hey guys, Dio Lunar here, and today I'm going to be having another storytime video. Today's video is going to actually take place in 7th grade. 7th grade, I had a whole bunch of random unlucky crap happen to me just because I went to such a, let's say, ghetto school. Just because at the time I lived in a not so wealthy neighborhood, I guess you could say. And so I was kind of put into a bad position for middle school, 7th grade, but let's just go ahead and get right into the story. So in 7th grade, you still have your recess/break time where you actually go outside and play. Now there was no playgrounds, but you have a soccer field and the track, so every single day practically I would go ahead and walk the track with either some friends or by myself. Well, apparently this day, I don't remember what day it is, of course, but one of these days that I was walking the track, I was walking by myself, and these four guys that have already had an issue with me for several weeks at this point, who knows why, I really don't do anything except make bad jokes and do my schoolwork. That's practically all I did in 7th grade. I was really weird, but I'm, just walking, and they're walking the other way, so I'm walking on the right side, they're walking on the left side, and apparently they wanted to pick something with me, so one of them actually bumped into me, and they're all like, why did you bump into me, man? Can't you see I'm walking here? And of course, he purposely bumped into me, trying to cause something. I'm like, yo, I didn't mean to bump into you, I'm sorry, I don't want any issues, and he's all like, oh yeah? Well, you're and he says, a very, very racial slur, that actually is directed towards his, racial group. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm meaning, he, continuously called me the N-word, and I'm not gonna go ahead and say the N-word because, I don't agree with that statement, but he continuously attacked me and verbally harassed me, I guess you could say, by calling me the N-word several times, even though, it's not my skin tone, and it's not like I was actually doing anything purposely to, attack him. And I was like, yo, dude, I am not that. I didn't even say the word. I'm just like, yo, I'm not that. I'd really appreciate it if you don't call me that. I have some family members that's, through marriage, are related to me, and they are of, what is it called? They are of, colored descent, and so they are colored, and I don't agree with that, use of language. And so, they're like, oh, you just called me the N-word? And I'm like, no, dude, I just said that. That's not me. If it's you, cool, but it's not me. It's not something I want to go ahead and be put into. And immediately, he goes, yo, this kid just called me the N-word. And I straight up had him and his three buddies, trying to circle around me and being like, yeah, we should beat him up. And so immediately, I'm like, the scaredy cat I am, I, dash out of there. I'm like, oh god, are they gonna, suitcase wedgie me? Am I about to go ahead and get picked up by my underwear here? I don't know what I'm prepared for. Obviously nothing. I'd be more prepared for the zombie apocalypse compared to, 4 thugs walking up on me and about to go ahead and pop me in the face. You don't know. This school was so sketchy, people could have been carrying guns for all I know. There was associations with gangs and everything, and I'm sure of that. There was definitely a lot of drug usage. So it was really sketchy for me, especially since I was a little white innocent boy that didn't know much and went to very different culturally diverse schools beforehand, I'd say. And so I'm going through my school day, and I get back to school the next day. They're kind of looking at me weird when I'm leaving school the previous day. And so I get back to school the next day, and I get on the intercom, I hear the principal go, yeah, can Kyle please come to the counseling office? And I'm like, oh crap, well, time to go to the counseling office. I go ahead and I walk into the counseling office, and I'm like, yeah, hello, what do you need, what's going on? And before I look to my right, I didn't notice the 4 supposed thugs, are now sitting in the counseling office because they decided to go ahead and tattle on me for saying the N-word, even though I never actually said the N-word. And I get in there, and they're all like, yeah, this is him. He was verbally harassing us, and he was calling us the N-word, and that's a racial slur, and we feel offended, and he should get expelled. I'm just like, yo, okay, well, first off, getting expelled sounds amazing, because during the summertime, I already play 18 hours of video games a day in 7th grade. So, if you want to go ahead and give me the entire school year to go and play 18 hours, that would be great. But please, don't suspend me. You don't know what my mom will do. She may not be Hispanic, but I bet she grabs some form of chancla and starts beating me, And so I was fearing for my life at this point. And I was like, no, principal, I don't actually remember the principal's name, but I was like, no, principal, I promise I didn't say this. I respect their race. I respect every race. Like, I would never go ahead and intentionally call somebody this as a means of attack, or it really, I wouldn't say it in general, unless it was like, one of my Hispanic friends that are super duper duper close to me for like 4 years, he calls me a cracker, I might like resort in joking around with him, but it would never be of anything to assault anyone who doesn't understand it's a joke. And so, this keeps going on for a few days. They keep bumping into me, and then one day, they straight up are following me on the track, and I'm like, oh god. So they're following me on the track, and I used to go to the track like every twice a week, I'd say, because we lived literally 2 blocks away from the school. And once I'd get there, I'd run and try to beat my previous mile record. Usually I would. If it was anywhere from like a minute down, like a minute 1 second, or it'd be like a good 15-20 seconds here or there, just small improvements. And so I love to run. And it comes to the day where they are following me and they start just bolting towards me. I'm like, oh crap, I'm about to get jumped. Now, even if I get jumped right then and there, there's nothing I can do to go ahead and stop them, because the teachers, with how this field is laid out, the teachers would not have reached me in time. So it's pretty much just a race between how fast I am and how fast they are. Now, luckily, since I run so much, I was able to outrun them, but I'm telling you, if they got a hold of me, either two or three things could have happened. Now, see, first option, I probably would have been beaten up, severely. Second option, they could have invited me to one of their birthday parties, that would have been really nice. I probably should have stayed. Or, third off, I could have invited them to one of my birthday parties, because, every day but my birthday is my birthday, because that's how that works. So that probably would have been the smartest play, guys, but who actually knows? Finally, I go back to the principal's office and be like, yeah, these guys straight up, tried to jump me now. See, I know snitches get stitches or whatever, but at the same time, these guys, tattled on me, and we're in 7th grade, they tattled on me for saying something I didn't even say. So, of course, I don't have power myself. I'm very small. There's a group of 4 of them. So I immediately was like, oh, Mr. Principal, man, please please use your all-sacred power to get these kids, suspended. And luckily, their group leader, which was this kid that was smaller than me, yeah, he's shorter than me, but at the same time, his friend is, 6 foot and, almost 300 pounds. Not really something I tend to, attack upon. My type is usually, a good, 5'4" girl with, black or blonde hair, but so we're not gonna talk about that. So of course I wasn't gonna try to take on this dude who was of course I wasn't gonna go ahead and take on this guy that was 6 feet tall and 300 pounds. That's not my type, man. Definitely would not take him on a date, so there's no way in hell I'm gonna beat him up. That sounds like I beat up people I take on dates, though, so I promise I do not. If you want to go on a date with me, go ahead and comment down below, and I will, never accept your comment, because unless your name's Zeke, I'm not gonna go on a date with you. I'm very sorry. The joke is that Zeke is my YouTube buddy, so he gets the jokes. He's the only one that constantly watches my videos without actually being prompted to. He just does it by himself. So this is kind of a little shout out to him. Also go check out his SoundCloud, Zegas Nerd on SoundCloud. Yeah, he makes some pretty good music. But that's the moral of the story, guys. Is first off, don't ever use any racial slurs, because if you do, you're a cuck. And second off, always be faster than your enemies. And third off, it's fair to go ahead and snitch on people who snitched on you. So don't ever feel afraid to go ahead and do that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, kids who try to beat you up because you falsely called them nothing, they deserve to be kicked in the butt and then suitcase wedgied, man. Thank you guys all for watching. If you guys want a free Apache attack helicopter, an RPG, an M13, and 3 gallons of C4, make sure to go ahead and smack that like button, and I will make sure to personally deliver that all within the next 20 seconds. And if I don't, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button 2 more times, so that way you can tell me how much you dislike the video, and then go into the comments and tell me I'm stinky if I don't deliver. However, if I do deliver, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button 1 time, not any other times after you hit it the first time, of course, though. And then also go down into the comments and tell me how much you hated my video, because of course the only people that like my video are here for the M13. Like, that's kind of obvious at this point. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. I love you all, and bye bye.